Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Destiny here, and today I come to you with a foundation video. It's going to be kind of a collection of favorites, just a little bit about undertone, just a little bit about different foundation finishes, and just an overhaul of the foundation that I have and all the different colors and brands and all that good stuff. I would love to say that this is going to be a really fast video like I always do, and they never are. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, this is not going to be a fast video. But if you're a foundation junkie like me, you'll enjoy it, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my favorite, and if you watch my videos then you know that that's Makeup Forever. I have three colors in the Makeup Forever HD. I have here color 178, which is a great all over color. It pretty much matches my color dead on. I never have much of a problem using this. You know how sometimes you get a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, or you're a little bit more yellow in the center, or whatever the case may be. I never have a hard time wearing this, no matter what season it is, and it always looks great all over my skin. So you know I love Makeup Forever HD. Another thing I have from Makeup Forever, or actually two other colors I have, is 180, and I like to use this when I'm a little bit darker and redder. And then I have 177, which is pretty much a neutral tone. The reason I like this is because if you mix these two together, you pretty much get a variation of this. If I add more red and then, or actually if I add more 180 and then less 177, I can get a variation of my skin tone that's a little bit darker than this. Needless to say, I just like to use these to make foundation soup. I absolutely love these foundation. These are a little bit of a splurge. I believe they're around $40, $42, something like that, but they are absolutely wonderful. They have a great range. If you have a lot of blemishes, or you need full coverage, or if you really like that flawless beat face foundation, this would be good, but you'd have to definitely add something that has a little bit more coverage, like a concealer. They have a great concealer palette, but if you're somebody such as myself that likes medium to medium full coverage, then this one's going to be great for you. My next favorite is also from Makeup Forever, and this is the Makeup Forever Face and Body. This is the Oily Girls If You Need Light to Medium Coverage Dream. As you can see, it's very liquidy. It's kind of a gel formula. It's pretty much all water, and there's no moisture. I don't want to say there's no moisture to it, but there's no emollients to it. It's very jelly. So if your skin is very oily, or if you're in a very hot climate, this is going to be great for you. This is another more of a splurge. I believe this is somewhere in the mid $30 price range, but I really like this. Great color match, great feel, gives a natural finish. It's for the face and body, so if you need a light coverage on your face and body, this is a really good foundation. A lot of people have a hard time applying it. I like to apply a water-based moisturizer first, then some foundation, let it dry, some more foundation, let it dry. You can do one more coat, or you can do concealer. You can get a nice coverage with that foundation. Next up, in my favorites, I would definitely have to say Makeup Forever Matte Velvet. I don't know what all the was about, but this is definitely a great foundation. This actually has more coverage than the HD, and of course more coverage than the face and body. This has a matte finish. This gives your skin that flawless look. If you have texture in your skin or pores, and like right now my face is very dewy, and honestly I'm not in a dewy mood. I kept powdering the crap out of my face, but I will tell you why my face is so dewy. This gives you that matte, flawless. I just love this foundation. I don't know why I don't use it as much. Actually, I can say that this foundation, unlike some of the others in Makeup Forever, it's kind of hard to find a match. Like this one, hopefully you can see that little dollop. I'll do a close-up. It's close to my skin, but it's a little bit dark. I don't know the color of this one. I will have it in the bottom bar. And then I have this one. And then as you can see, this one is a little bit, well, a lot too light for my skin. But I actually initially bought this for my mother, and I really liked how it looks in my T-zone. Needless to say, these are really great foundations, great consistency, great color, great payoff. They're pigmented, and by that I mean you don't have to use a lot. They're oil free, they're oil resistant, water resistant, and they're just really great. And I like the plastic bottle, so you can shake it and squeeze it, and then you can cut it open and gut it and get all of your product out. This foundation is part of the reason my face is so glowy right now. This is the Lancome Teint Miracle, and this is in Suede 4C. I absolutely love this foundation. Gives great coverage. The texture, the way it blends, there's no funny smell. This one actually has an SPF of 15, doesn't settle in lines and wrinkles. And then of course, if you set a good quality foundation with a good powder, you're not going to have too much rub off or transfer or anything like that. I really like this foundation. Like I said, this gives my face a really dewy look. So if you have oily skin, you're going to want to apply this with a matte primer. You're going to want to use an oil-free moisturizer, and this already has sunscreen in it. Sunscreen's good, and sometimes it even helps your face to not produce so much oil. And also, if you're going to use something like this, you're going to want to go lighter hand. With my Makeup Forever matte velvet, I could apply a ton of this to my face and my face will look great. And it's not even that the foundation makes you look bad, but too much shine on oily skin is not great. Another variation of Lancome makeup that I like is Teint Idole. This Teint Idole is very similar to that of this makeup, however it does not have the super glowy glow. And what I was saying is the super glowy glow is not bad, but on top of oily skin, it just can be too much. So you kind of have to know how to go about it lightly and kind of maybe use it more so in the center of your face, and then on the outside of your face lose less with a concealer. Once you get a foundation like this, you will fast learn how to work with it. Now I'm going to move on to a couple of foundations that have a heavier finish. I've done a few videos where my skin looks absolutely crazy flawless, no pores, no nothing. Chances are I may have had on one of these foundations. The first one is from Kevyn, and this is the Sensual Skin Enhancer in SX15. This foundation in this little tiny little tub, I have had it for quite some time. Well, not quite some time, but I've used it quite a lot. And let's say that there's not much of a dent gone because you probably only need a dime size amount, literally. You know how you watch videos and everyone's like, oh my God, use a dime size amount. And then when you go to use it, you're like, okay, I need about 15 dimes worth of this. Literally, you can take a dime's amount, scoop it out, and cover your whole face and probably your whole body. It is very, very pigmented. The consistency and the smoothness is great. The undertone is awesome. There's the red there, but it also does pick up a little bit of a gold, and it just is a really, really great foundation. Like I said, it covers great. It doesn't have a funny smell or anything like that. Sometimes cream foundations can give off that makeup smell, and this one is really great. Again, this is SX15, the Sensual Skin Enhancer from Kevyn, and I purchased that from IMAX actually, so you might have to look online to figure out where you can get some more of his cosmetics, because I'm not too sure. I know some Sephoras sell him, but I'm not sure if they're selling his foundation. This one right here is Illamasqua, and this is the Rich Liquid Foundation, and I really like this because it's great for oily skin, though it feels really creamy and really dewy and really heavy, because it does, and it covers everything. It's really great on oily skin, and it really leaves your skin feeling hydrated afterwards. Sometimes people with oily skin don't seem to understand that their skin can still be dehydrated, which means their skin lacks water. So this one, it's a very, very water dense foundation, and I really like it a lot. You get a nice amount for the size. I want to say it's $35. Available at Sephora. A lot of people don't know that Illamasqua makes awesome foundation aside from lipstick and nail polish and blush. This is a really great foundation, especially if you need that little bit of extra coverage. I have two tinted moisturizers that I want to throw in, and then I'm pretty much going to move to low-end foundation and drugstore. So I have my Smashbox BB cream, and then of course I have my Nars in Polynesia, and this is in dark. I think they're going to come out with a little bit darker of the Smashboxes, but they're both awesome. They both offer light to medium coverage. This one a little bit more than the BB cream, and the BB cream is a little bit more warm toned, in my tone, the dark, than this in Polynesia. So if you're my skin tone, you may notice that this one's a little bit more yellow and this one's a little bit more red. They both have sunscreen. This has an SPF of 35 and this one of 30, I believe. Yes, this has an SPF of 30, and this one has a lot of extra good things in here for your skin, being a beauty balm and it has like almost an iridescence that it gives off. This one leaves your skin looking very dewy and light and natural. It almost gives me the effect of the Makeup Forever face and body, except for the fact that it offers more coverage. To show this one actually a little bit earlier because this is by no means low end. This is my Chanel, and this is Vitalumiere. Absolutely love this, and this is in Chestnut and Tinted the 8.5, and I bought this from eBay, though I did bring it to a Chanel counter, and the woman assured me that it seemed to be authentic color consistency, smell, texture to their foundations. So if you're going to buy something from eBay that is Chanel, be prepared that you may take a loss and you may want to check it out, because you know people get a little skeevy online. But I absolutely love this. I am right now a little bit too dark for this, but in the winter I can wear this, and currently I could probably wear this in my T-zone. I absolutely love this foundation. It blends very nicely. It gives your skin a nice glow, but not too much of a glow. It has very even, like, it gives your skin a very even look, and it doesn't have too much of an iridescence to it, but it does just give your skin a nice glow. I was trying to look to see if I seen any iridescence, because when I turn this one I can see them obviously. And this is the Lancome, this is the Chanel, and I don't see any in the Chanel, but this gives your skin a very nice, very smooth, creamy appearance. Okay, so Fashion Fair, I absolutely love their foundation and will again start using this more often. My kit is actually pretty much stocked with Fashion Fair, and this is not even a low-end foundation, so please excuse me, no offense intended, but this is a really great foundation, and I think they're now around $25, so that would put it mid-range, and you just get a lot of product for the price. No funny smell. That's one thing I always look for with cream foundations. I always get a funny smell. You can use this as concealer and foundation. They have a very broad range. So if you're one of those women that has that kind of soft reddish tone, I know I have a hard time finding for women. If you're South Asian, I have a hard time finding foundation to match certain tones of South Asian women. But you might want to try Fashion Fair because they have a large range and they have a lot of darker and lighter but cool tones, and that's really hard because usually when they're light they consider you to be warm and they try to stick you yellow. There are some light red tone girls out there. So this is, dogs are going crazy, this is Brown Sugar, and this is their Souffle makeup, and I absolutely love this. I actually also have a stick from Fashion Fair that I really like. I'm gonna find that and show that to you in 1 second. I have another somewhat of a tinted foundation, but it's not really a tinted foundation. This is the Covergirl and Olay Tone Rehab 2-in-1 foundation and base. So it's pretty much like a foundation with a primer inside, or actually it's supposed to be some Olay facial moisturizer or facial primer. I'm not sure, I'm sorry. Serum. It's awesome. Your skin feels awesome, it looks awesome, and this is Soft Sable. And if you guys have worn Covergirl before and you're my tone, you know that Soft Sable has never been for us. This is a really great take on a Soft Sable that is great for our skin tone, and it has kind of like this whipped feeling. And the reason I say that is because obviously if Soft Sable is not for my skin tone, it's not for my skin tone, but it was one of their darkest. And I was just really surprised that it didn't fit me, because most of the time in the drugstore, this is about the darkest foundation you can find. And this one is really good. And there goes the color on the rag, not to be gross, but that's the color it is. That's how dark it is. So if you're darker and you're a little bit more mature and you want something that's also going to benefit your skin and not just make it up, then you should definitely give the Covergirl a try. I probably should have showed these two first, seeing as how they're my favorite drugstore foundation, but I have the two darkest colors and I actually have to mix them to get my color. I will have the official colors in the bottom bar, but I have to mix them to get my colors. I would say that's the only drawback. They almost wear for the first couple of hours like Makeup Forever. Don't kill me, they do. For the first couple hours they wear extremely well. I am very impressed with these foundation. I love the fact that they come in a pump. I love the fact that they have, oh, I'm so silly, it's mocha and cappuccino. The color is right on the front, and they're SPF 20. So I really like that, and from the drugstore, these are pretty impressive. If you can find one of these foundations in your color dead on, you hit the jackpot. With a good primer and a good setting powder, you're really gonna have a high-end performing makeup from the drugstore. I have Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse, which I've actually been using for a little while now. This is Cocoa. This was released, I'm rushing and talking all crazy. This was released a couple of months ago, and they also have light cocoa. So if you are a brown skinned woman who is more like a brown sugar complexion, which is like a couple shades lighter than me, then you should try light cocoa. And if you're my shade, then you can try cocoa. I like these because they're light, it's a foam, but it doesn't weigh your face down, it's very light. You can again apply this with a sponge. I like the way it comes out. There you go. I like the way this comes out and then the way it applies. And I actually like to apply it with a sponge, and I would just stipple it onto my face with a sponge or a stippling brush. I get a lot of questions about how to apply that makeup. I actually did a tutorial using that, so I'll have that in the bottom bar. My two last foundations are actually from Dermablend, and Dermablend is not low end, but I decided to show these last because I don't think I've really given much mention to these on my channel, though you do know I use a lot of Dermablend products. I use the Vichy Dermablend powder, and I actually think I may have hauled these a few years ago, which is so funny to say, but I think I may have hauled these a few years ago and not really given it much talk. Now I have here color Spice and here Cocoa. Cocoa is the color that I use pretty much all over my face, and then I use Spice in the center. I like these because they offer an extreme amount of coverage for birthmarks, tattoos, or any type of skin imperfection that you need high coverage on. I really like these, and these are actually just samples. These are good whether you're a makeup artist or you're just starting out or you're somebody who just needs a foundation that offers a little bit of a higher like coverage. This covers everything very well. I actually think that this is a type of foundation that sometimes people who are into drag makeup and different things like that actually use. It's really great foundation. Oh guys, that's my foundation collection. Those are my favorites. I would have to say, because I get asked this question all the time, Makeup Forever is definitely one of my high-end favorite foundations, followed by Lancome. I also like they have Lancome, and then they have Estee Lauder foundation that I actually like as well. Someone's dog is crying so bad. It's so annoying right now. I can't believe it. But I actually really like Makeup Forever and Lancome. And then for Drugstore, I would have to say Maybelline and Revlon are definitely some of my favorites here in the United States. I have tried Sleek Makeup. I want to try it again because I think the moisturizer I used didn't go with it well. I want to make sure that the foundation is either oil or oil free, and use a moisturizer that is best suited for that foundation. My favorite mid-priced foundation would probably be Lancome, Fashion Fair. It definitely have to be Fashion Fair. If you're a fan of MAC and MAC prices, but you're not really getting on with the foundation, because I know that that is the case sometimes. The NW5, 45 and 47, and there's a really weird jump in color sometimes. Not hating, you know, MAC makes some great products. I feel like I have to say that because I got attacked one time. You know what I mean? I make so many makeup videos in favor of MAC with their lipsticks and their blushes. I think I have a little bit of room to get down on them on their foundation. But if you're a fan of them and their prices, you might want to go ahead and try Fashion Fair. They got some great variety. They've got sticks, they've got souffle and liquid as well, and the prices are reasonable, and you can find it in the department store. As always guys, I want to thank you so much for commenting, rating, and subscribing. I'll be in touch, and hopefully you'll do the same.